Okay, check this out. I'm in Photoshop Elements. People use all sorts of different tools for this, but I have a couple pictures of my acne when it's at its worst, and we're just gonna quickly just see how these tools let people just quickly remove their blemishes. This is absolutely insane to me. Okay, in total that took about 15 seconds, and it's not, perfectly executed, but for the most part, it's a pretty insane thing that you can do. Here's just another example. This is one of my biggest cysts I ever had. Literally, just go over with this spot healing brush. Insane. Here's another example just to prove the point and just to hammer it in. There's before, there's after. It's wild what these pieces of software can do, and people have these things on their phones. Okay, I wanted to start the video off with that because I wanted to make an example that it's so easy to Photoshop pimples, blemishes, anything off your face just like that. And people do it all the time. And not only that, Photoshop's on the computer and stuff, but there are apps to do this on your phone. I'm sure some of you guys already know about this, but some people probably don't. And it's the same thing. It's just literally you go to your face, you zoom in, you just click on the spots and they just disappear. And people will do this and they'll post it on Instagram and social media. And then other people will look at those photos and think, damn, that person's also my age, also, my skin color, my skin type, everything, but they don't have any pimples. They don't have any imperfections. In fact, their face is unbelievably perfect. And your gut instinct is right. There's no way that they're that perfect. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time on the channel because I think that this is really destructive for all of our mindsets and all of our self-esteems and confidences, because when you look at social media and you compare yourself to other people, we've all heard this before, but you really can go down a negative spiral of telling yourself that you're not good enough. Even if you're feeling the best you've ever felt, maybe your skin is the most clear it's ever been, or maybe you've completed something that is, for you, it's just like the biggest challenge you've ever completed, you can quickly go on social media and immediately feel like you are just nothing because there's somebody else who's better than you. But a lot of times it's a fake thing that you're being presented on their account, and that's what's making you feel like you're not perfect because that person is so perfect. Now, I feel like the biggest warning goes to people who are not acne or skincare creators, because those are the people who don't, benefit off of showing their transparency with their skin, showing their blemishes and things like that. So those people are most likely to have, photoshopped or edited or modified their skin so that it's even smoother and even more perfect and all that kind of stuff. So it's super be aware. And of course, you already know this, but celebrities do this all the time, except it's not even the celebrity. It's just their whole office of people who are making sure that at all moments that celebrity looks absolutely perfect and looks like they've never aged. All of that is BS. So you've probably heard a bunch of this before. So what's my real point? And this is what I want you to take away from this video. Do not go and modify and Photoshop your skin, because when you post those pictures on Instagram, one, of course, you're harming other people's images of themselves, but two, you're doing harm to yourself, because think about this. When you go on that nostalgia trip down your camera roll or down Instagram or whatever in a year, 2 years, 4, 5, 6 years, and you're looking at old photos of yourself, if every one of those photos is modified where you eliminate all your blemishes, you smooth all your skin out, maybe you made your muscles bigger, and maybe you made yourself skinnier, and maybe you made your cheekbones higher, you did all the things, right? You're gonna look at that, forget that you did that because that was 300 photos ago, and you're just gonna think, dang, what happened? Why was I so perfect? And then now I have some wrinkles, and now I have, skins that has blemishes, and what I don't know why this happened this way, and why don't I look like that anymore? I feel like this is the problem, the dilemma of social media, that a lot of people aren't realizing that they're setting themselves up for a downfall later on, is that almost everybody does this modification, even if you're not using a specific tool to, spot heal pimples and things like that. People will use the structure tool on Instagram to make themselves look more buff and stuff like that. All those little things that you do can bite you in the butt later if you don't remember that you're looking at an edited, modified version of yourself when you look back 4 or 5 years. No better than anybody else. I'm guilty of this, and this is one of the reasons that I kind of identified that this problem is happening. For me, luckily, I'm an acne skincare creator, so whenever I have pimples, I actually generally really like to highlight them because it actually benefits me. It not only lets me show people that, I have acne and here's what I'm doing to heal it and stuff, but also it's a bit of skin transparency, and that is really awesome, and it helps other people feel better about themselves. That's something that I really like doing. But on my other account that is not about skincare, it's all about fitness. And in the past, I definitely have slid the sharpen tool up or the structure tool. I've never actually like blown up my muscles or anything like that. I always thought that was so goofy looking, but I definitely have increased the contrast, you know, or made sure that I was in perfect lighting and not posted anything where I was out of good lighting. And then you look back a couple years and you're like, hey, why was I always so shredded and so big and stuff? It's because you were only posting your very best photos, and then it starts getting in your head, making you think that you're not as good as you used to be, and that's not true. So heed my warning. Definitely 100% stay away from photoshopping and fully manipulating and modifying your skin, your pimples, just your pictures in general. And then be wary of what you do with the other edits. You know, I think it's totally fine to add saturation so that things look more colorful, or add a bit of brightness so that the picture doesn't just look dull, because you know, we all have iPhones and stuff. You know, you take a picture of a sunset and you're like, why does it look so crappy? I think that kind of modifying your photos, I think that's fine, but just kind of identify what the line is, where you're no longer just making the photo a little brighter and better looking and better composition and stuff like that, and you're actually just modifying how you look as a person, because like I said, it's gonna bite you in the butt in the future. So just keep a good balance on it. So there it is, just a little word to the wise. Just wanted to bring this up to your attention because I'm sure you thought of it before, but it's probably been a while since you've really sat down and thought about whether you're doing this or not. I'm just bringing this to your attention so that you can have that conversation with yourself and maybe change some of the habits that you're doing right now, and stop getting down on yourself when you're looking at old photos of yourself, because they're probably modified, okay? So now it's your turn. I want you to go in the comments and let me know, have you done this before in the past? Have you modified your photos, things like that? Or have you looked at old photos and gotten down on yourself? I feel like a lot of us have, you know, experienced this before, and I want you guys to let me know what your experience has been in the comments below. As always, give the video a thumbs up if you want to help me out and get this video out to more people. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Check out my favorite skincare brand in the entire world. It's definitely helped me with my skin texture and also my skin scars. It's Banish, and you can use the code Brian5 for $5 off your first order of $50 or more. Fantastic brand. And with that, my beautiful friends, brings us to the end of the video. Remember, you are not alone. You are beautiful, and you are part of Team Acne. I'll see you skin bosses in the very next video.